Okay. We should be live now. Hello, everybody. Don't mind us. We're just waiting to get started. Just gotta make sure that I get all these things coming out to where they need to be. I'll whip out some Streamlabs music to make that function just a little bit better. Oh my god, funny King. I'm just not looking at a funny Gengar just like poking out now. It looks a lot better than what I thought it would.
All right, let's get this show on the road.
Heck yeah. Let's see. These falls. He left like 1 minute before we started.
It's fine. Let's just get started between us. TikTok goes the clock, you know.
Should we start with Sebastian just to mess with him?
Yeah.
It'll be funny, but here he's
Nope.
he's got until I get my Streamlabs stuff up and rolling.
No, let's start with the starter. Come on. I want to get a good game.
Let's see. Oh my god, I forgot the cozy lo-fi beats on Streamlabs music does not sound cozy. At least in my pursuit. In my personal opinion. Alright, we're whipping out the jazz for this. We got freaking Gengar.
I've been listening.
Okay, guys. So basically, what we're doing here today is that we're going to be going through every single Pokemon that we've been able to come up across in our grand little adventure that we've had. We're basically going to be rating them.
I mean, what?
Joey. And we're basically going to be rating them based off of how useful that we thought that they were. So it's not going to be like a, oh my god, Ogerpon was definitely the best Pokemon that we got. Oh my god, hello. Ogerpon was the best Pokemon that we got, so obviously it's going to be in the top tier. No, that's not how this works at all, because, newsflash, we never used Ogerpon except for the very last battle, and we're going to get to
I was the only one that
qualifications
used
later.
Ogerpon, and even then I didn't use that thing.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it was on your team, but...
It was on my team. Y'all didn't have Ogerpon. What do you mean?
Yeah, that's exactly what I said, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. But alright, so, basically, we're just going to, first things first, I'm going to mute the game. Just making sure that we just have music coming up. Alrighty, so we're going to start off with our starters. Hey, Falls, how did you feel about Floragato? Inquiring minds want to know.
With Floragato, it's like, I wanted to get Floragato, and I wanted to get Meowscarada. Unfortunately, I think it was in the beginning of the run, like, Floragato was, like, my reliable, like, Wrath starter, but ultimately it was, like, I don't know, I didn't feel like it did all that much, at least in the terms of, like, it's a grass type, and even then, like, it died to a Stantler, which, that Stantler was a menace to society. I don't feel like Floragato really pushed me that far in the game. Like, it was kind of there, it served its purpose as the starter, and ultimately when it killed, it was like, well, I got other Pokemon. But that's just me. And I killed it, so I don't really get to say anything about it.
Joey, how did you feel about your Floragato?
Never forget, sad face.
Yeah. Honestly,
Died before it could be useful.
Yep. That's exactly the premise of this tier rank as well, too, so I'm glad that we were quickly able to surmise that one. Elmer, how did you feel about your Quaxball?
I don't even know what it's called. I used it like maybe 3 times.
Yeah, sounds about right. I know that it didn't really last longer than our 3rd gym, I think. I think that's as far as it got. And considering that our 3rd gym was Iono, I don't imagine that you used it for that. Or for the second gym, because that's grass. Albert? I can't believe Elmer's dead right now. Alright.
Yep.
I hate Discord so much.
Yeah.
Me too.
It's not-
I literally have an average ping of 58 and no packet loss, but apparently that doesn't matter. Discord's just gonna be stupid.
Yeah, we're not really helping our case right now, streaming whenever there's like a hurricane nearby.
We literally have rain, that's it. And my internet hasn't been affected yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fair then. Alright, I'll go on and continue on then. Crocolore. I was told so many times that Crocolore is like the de facto best starter of any Pokemon game ever. Or rather, that Fuecoco was, rather. Just because Skeledirge Torch Song was like the best possible signature move out of any of the starters that we've seen thus far. And I agree with that. It is amazing. If you just give it Choice Scarf, and give it a little bit of love and like some speed EVs, like you can just spam Torch Song for the entirety of the game. You wouldn't have any worries ever. But we never got there, so that's why this is never forgetty. Mom's saddest of spaghettis. Alright, Joey. This is our Pokepath encounter for Vivillon. How do you feel about Vivillon?
Solid.
Solid. Ooh, okay.
Yeah. It was useful in a few battles. Crispin. That's it. Still had a use, therefore solid.
You had... Yeah, sorry, go on. Continue.
It didn't overperform, didn't underperform.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's good. If I had to rate it based off of my perspective of how you had to play it, like, I would have put it in surprisingly great, because I'm assuming that the reason that you enjoyed it was because this was like a fast sleep powder user with Quiver Dance. And I'm
Yeah,
assuming
but
that
I
give it-
hate sleep powder.
Yeah, you do. Wait, what? Do you not give it sleep powder?
No,
Oh, interesting. And you
no,
still
I don't
thought
like
it was
sleep. It's
solid.
unreliable. Yeah. It did what I expected to do. It didn't overperform. It didn't underperform. Solid.
That's actually awesome that you have it in solid. I think that was this would be like the best of the early game bug placements that I've ever seen from anybody, let alone what I would have rated it.
It did the job that I wanted it to do, and it did it well. It didn't overperform. It didn't underperform. It's solid.
Heck yeah. Alrighty, False. Here's your Heisenberg. How did you feel about Pomo?
In regards to Palmo, I'm gonna be real. Heisenberg was one of my greatest Pokemon. I'm gonna say that like straight up. Like I didn't use Revival Blessing at all because I think even then that move would be illegal for our purposes.
Yeah.
But ultimately with Heisenberg lived, and I'm gonna say that Heisenberg honestly was one of my huge carry Pokemon.
Heisenberg dead.
Oh, when did Heisenberg die?
Heisenberg died to Crispin.
Oh, well,
Oh yeah, but
everyone died
that was the
we
very
wiped
end.
that-
Yeah, that's fine then.
Yeah, well, we
Still
wiped that
dead.
Crispin.
Yeah, still dead.
Well, whatever. Well, my Heisenberg didn't die. My Heisenberg was pretty good. Like Palmo, like honestly, my Palmo was my secondary carry after Sebastian.
Mm-hmm.
Right? May his crawfish soul rest in peace. Heisenberg was my secondary carry after Sebastian.
Mhm.
In which case, I think that like this Palmo, bro, I cooked. Heisenberg went crazy.
Would you
At
think that
least
this
I-
is your first top tier Pokemon?
I do think that this is my first top tier Pokemon. For me personally, my Palmo went crazy. Like my Palmo will definitely be with Sebastian, but you cannot get better than Sebastian. Sebastian's in his own tier.
Yes,
Like-
for Sandwich, I'm gonna give everybody one Pokemon that they want to put up there on top of Sandwich. This is like this is gonna be our Scarlet Violet Giga Chad tier.
Okay, Giga Chad. Okay, so put Sebastian Giga Chad tier.
No,
That
no,
is just
we'll,
dumb.
We'll get to them.
Okay.
We'll get to them.
But Palmo is S tier just in terms of like it was through with me for a lot of my battles. It survived, and even then it helped me a lot in terms of double shock and everything else.
Based.
Yes,
Alright,
sir.
Number. How did you feel about your Heisenberg? Yours was Spidops.
It's like nothing.
Elver, everyone's Heisenberg seemed to do really, really well for them. Spoiler alert for Pelipper, I guess, but your Spite Ops your Heisenberg was like the only one that seemed to drag a little bit. Although I imagine it was at least handy for the first gym or two, just because of its typing and decent stats for the super early game.
That was like a year and a half ago at this point. I honestly don't remember.
Understood.
All I know is it mainly just filled up a slot in my room, in my party every time we had it.
Sounds like it's a never forget.
Well, Never Forgetty would be like something that we really wanted for it to be able to do something, and it might have like died beforehand. The worst tier would be currently eating garbage.
Yeah, I'd probably put mine there.
Okay, understood. Yeah, man would be, you know, something that you wouldn't recommend anybody to get if they had a choice of for Pokemon in a Nuzlocke. Currently eating garbage would be things that would be like an active negative attribute to your team whenever you had to have it on. And I can see Spite Ops being that for you, especially since we tended to favor Heisenberg for the most part.
Yeah, he just kind of, I never used him. He just kind of sat in the party, and I hope I never had to put him out.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god. Pelipper is going to be at least a firm solid for me. I might actually put this up later on, but I'm not going to spiel on too much about it. Just the fact that it had Drizzle, and I was able to get it very, very early, it opened up so much for my team. Just being able to enhance water type moves and whatnot. It's not even surprisingly great. I knew that this thing was going to be amazing just for having it. And this thing might find its way up to top tier, but for now I'm just going to put it right here and be a little bit more reserved. Next one, we had our tunnel encounter. I forgot what the actual name of it was, but it's basically, that was the spot that was just filled up with doggos, moles, and Mr. Trump. Joey, how did you feel about Houndoom?
Never forget.
Never Forgetty?
Never forgetty. Irrelevant.
Oh no. Well, Never Forgetty was like a we really had high hopes for it, and then it died unexpectedly.
Eating garbage then.
Really? I thought that like a decently fast.
I never used it.
Helpful.
I never used it.
Oh.
I never used it. I can't give a solid stating. Therefore, he's the lowest possible tier because
You know what? Hang on.
he's either never forgetty because I never used him.
I think that you made a really, really, really great point here. I think that we need a row below, and we're gonna have that one be never used. Because that's a very, very good point, and we've
Yeah, you
always
gotta
had
call
one
them
too.
No, you gotta call it box baby.
Box
Gotta call it
baby.
box baby.
Yeah. Let me adjust the aspect ratio on this one here, because...
There's a lot of box babies from me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's like,
He finally has a home.
Yeah. Boxed finally has
There's
a home,
diff-
yeah.
there's very few mons that I didn't use, that I used that were just performed like shit.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Box Baby, the first of our hardly ever used Pokemon. I would agree for mine. I believe that this was hour and a half. Like that was the name of the Pokemon.
Yeah, it was hour and a half. Thanks, Elmer, for that one.
Dugtrio, I'm gonna say it was just mid tier because I actually did have a use for it up against Crispin, but that was the only time I ever used it, like ever. It was far too weak as Dugtrio, or sorry, as Diglett to ever use, and you kept it until like after the Fire Team Star leader. That's whenever it evolved into it, and I think it actually did evolve. I think we actually did use it for that fight too. I don't know if we thought about that for your Flash Fire on Houndoom or something, but I do recall.
I never used. Nope, I didn't use it.
You did not use it? Okay, interesting.
I did not use it. I wasn't Flash Fire.
Mm-hmm. Understood.
No, I wouldn't go fire, and I wouldn't go fire into fire.
I see. Alright, let's see.
And wait, can I add my thing on my Ditto? Or not my Ditto, my Diglett.
On
Because
Diglett, yeah.
you did Diglett too, so since we both have Diglett, we have to put it in the same place.
Yes.
Where's your Diglett? I can't see the stream, that's why I left and tried to rejoin, but I cannot see.
Yeah, I just not noticed that actually. Man, I did not want to work.
Yeah, your stream is not working. Fix your streamer.
Uh-oh. it's not working. Oh, there we go. There we go.
Oh, stinky. Oh, okay, cool.
I put Doug Trio in Met tier for now.
I can't
Is it-
see. Okay, Met tier. I mean, like, I would agree with Met. Like, it was like this thing existed until the Lacey fight, in which case this thing carried me. In which case, this is that thing helped me beat Lacey after like those 5 million off-screen attempts.
Ooh, really? It helped you out against Lacey? That's actually really cool.
No, I'm gonna be real with you. I hate Lacey with every fiber of my being. Dude, it took me like over 40 attempts to beat Lacey, and even Joey got on call with me to confirm this.
Unfortunately, yes.
Hey, Captain Lar.
He is arguably the best.
So I mean, like, yeah, no, that's why I put it in Met tier. It did nothing. Otherwise, I would have put it in the nothing tier. But no, during Lacey, this thing like it existed, and then it died, but it killed 2 of our Pokemon. Therefore, it's fine.
I know that you ended up using it for Crispin too, because you used the same strategy that I did, I believe.
Yeah, that's
to
just
take down
that, yeah.
Talonflame.
I mean, it existed, and then it died. Crispin didn't do anything. Like it was literally just just because it beat Lacey on that team and it did something, it's in Met tier.
see.
So that's why I'd agree with you.
That's fair. All right,
So
Elmer,
that's my Pokemon corner.
you're the one who got Gumshoes. How did you like it?
The only thing I even remember using him for might have been when we used him as
For Crispin?
as pretty much like the only thing I remember. I don't think I ever used him other than that, except maybe like at the very start of the run.
Do you think that he was helpful at all, or was he eating garbage?
I think he's in the funny area, so probably eating garbage.
Okay. I see. Okay, Joey, you were the first one actually to get Happiny, so how did you feel about Blissey?
Box baby.
Box baby? Okay, understood.
Never
understood.
used. There's gonna be a lot of box babies from me.
I see. I believe that False, you were the one who got Clodsire off of that same route.
Oh, I did get Clodsire, yeah. While I did love the little whoop whoop boy, actually, no, Clodsire was kind of meh, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I used him for one fight, then that was it.
I see.
I like Wooper, that's why he's going into meh. Because I didn't use him that much because he had Poison Point, and it was like, he was there for one fight, but ultimately got better Pokemon for better things.
Gotcha. Yeah, this
And
was,
even then,
this was
counter picks.
This was Tuco, by the way, just so that's known.
Yeah, no, Tuco didn't really do all that much for me.
Alright,
Like he was there for like maybe one gym leader and then like one team star boss, and then that was it. And I think Tuco died, didn't he?
Tuco died. I think that Tuco died on Ortega.
Oh well, then that was the other boss. Because I remember he did one gym and did one significant thing, and then I'm like, wait, I never used him for the rest of the run.
Yeah, I think that for Ortega you were pretty good with just swallowing on that fight, I think.
Yeah, no. Oh, I killed Tuco. Yeah, no, I still put him in meh.
Okay, that's fine, man.
I still put him in
Albert,
meh.
your Tuco was Psyduck, so how did you feel about whipping out the Golduck?
It surprisingly did a lot of work until it died.
Really? Would I be in surprisingly great for you?
Probably one under it. I'd probably go good, not great.
Good, not great. Understood. I got solid or meh.
What were the two options?
Solid or meh?
Solid.
Solid? Okay, good. I did not want to misrepresent.
Yeah, I love Discord.
Yeah, you're all good. My Tuco ended up being Dreadnought, and while I don't care about this Pokemon at all, it actually was not terrible. Whenever I did have to use it, I knew that I could actually count on it for being a decently fast and decently strong physical water rock type. You know what? I'll give it up. I'll give it up to Dreadnought. Dreadnought was surprisingly great, because the only fights that I needed it to be in, it was everything I needed it to be. Alright, next one. This one is Cerulean. Joey, how did you feel about Wigglytuff? Okay, new question. False. How did you feel about Fido, and later on it turned into Doshbun?
No, I didn't get it to turn into Doshbun actually. Like it was Doshbun and then it died to Stantler. No, like, but I'm just gonna say that Cerulean. Actually, I'd put him in. I can't see your tiers all that well, so I'm just gonna look on twitch.tv/Dodocta, which everyone else out there watching is currently looking at it on.
Oh my god, true.
I would put him in a solid. That is like, bro was solid while he lasted. Surprisingly great. Surprisingly great.
Ooh, okay, okay.
Like when he existed, bro existed and was a menace. Unfortunately, he died to Stantler.
Yeah.
But no, like otherwise, bro, I think bro would have been there for late game, but I don't think he would have been able to beat Palmo, to be honest.
I forgot
Doshbun is solid, especially great.
I forgot that Stantler slayed so much. Elmer, how did...
Stantler killed like half of the party.
Yeah.
That thing was called Nightmare for a reason.
Mm-hmm. Elmer,
So, yeah.
how did you feel about Doshbun? Elmer?
And more.
That's okay. Elmer, whenever you can speak, feel free to. Joey, are you back?
I'm always here. I'm just at the table. That's all.
You're all good. How did you feel about Wigglytuff?
Wigglytuff, never used.
Never used. Oh man.
There's gonna be like 90% of my mons are never used.
Understood.
I beat the game with like 10 mons.
I am. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to contest. Or sorry, it's not really much of a contention or anything like that, but I would put Wigglytuff in top tier, mainly because of how early that we got it, and its use so early in the game. This thing comes out of the box with like Hyper Voice, Play Rough, Charm. Oh my god, and Dazzling Gleam. I forgot what else that I had on it. This thing had so much.
Hold on. You have to remember that you are not the only Wigglytuff user.
That is true. I'm not the only Wigglytuff user.
Where are you putting him?
I'm thinking about putting it in top tier, just because...
I agree. No, Squirrelium did a very good job.
Yeah, and you got Squilliam later than us, and it still was
Yeah,
amazing
no,
for
the
you.
bro is still carrying. The play rough went crazy.
I think that this one's gonna be like the hot
Brilliant.
take. This one's probably gonna be the hot take of the list. Just Wigglytuff probably being one of the most useful early game Pokemon that I would ever imagine. Like, even more than like an Evolution, even more than like Blissey.
No, this thing was crazy. Even in the Terra Raid grinding, like this thing carried so much. Like even if it wasn't good, like in game, and I don't think we used you used it more than I did. But when it came to like doing off-screen grinding and stuff, this thing, dude, this thing was so good.
This thing was my go. It comes with
That's why
competitive
I'm
half
telling
the
you
time
that it's
too.
top tier. But I would actually hesitate to put it above Heisenberg if Heisenberg did not like. Actually, no. Well, it dropped off late game. I didn't use it at all in the DLC, and I didn't use it in the Elite Four either. So I would say to keep it below Palmo, because Palmo was there since the beginning. Like that thing, ooh. Bro even stayed in the DLC.
I am just looking at Wigglytuff and thinking, this thing carried me throughout the majority of the game. And I don't have a tier for this or anything like that, but it was like my best mon for our double battles for like the longest time.
You do have it. You do have that tier. You have above Sandwich tier. If you want to put it in there, you can go ahead and do it.
No. Like the a tier for like our PvP double battle stuff, because Wigglytuff was super good for that.
Well, no, I'm including that. That's why it's in top tier. Like I'd put it in top tier still.
Okay,
Whenever I'm thinking about like all of the Pokemon on this tier list, I'm including like, okay, we have the base game, we have like everything else, then we even have in the double battles, which is why I even included putting Dashbun in because that thing was my go-to in PvP. I wasn't that good with it, but it kept me alive while I was getting jumped. Thanks.
All I heard was speak whenever you're able. I don't know what I'm supposed to speak about. Elmer, can you hear me?
Okay.
Elmer! Elmer!
Elmer!
Alright, we shall await Elmer for our final decree on Dashbun. For now, we'll move over to Duan. Joey, how did you feel about your drowsy/hypno?
Never used.
Never used. Oh wow. I see. I believe that Elmer also ended up getting a drowsy, but I think that one ended up dying. We'll get to that whenever we do. But for now, we shall put it as Boxed Baby. False. This is where you got your Makuhita. Did you enjoy your Hariyama?
Hariyama entered one fight and then he died, and then he had a really funny death because it was like boom ba-doo, boom ba-doo, boom no 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 no.
Oh my god, wait, how did he die again? I remember
I don't remember. I remember that I was cackling while he was moving though, and it wasn't me who killed him.
I think that
It wasn't me.
I think that he died on did he die on the Larry fight?
No. Maybe.
It was
I think he died in a Team Star Boss. I think it was the Fire
Ooh.
Team Star Boss.
Ooh.
Someone in the mountains.
Possibly. Oh, yeah. I think that makes sense. Elmer might have lost.
It was the Mountain
his,
Team Star person, but like I didn't use Duon otherwise, so I would put him in like. I need to look at the Twitch stream to get better.
Okay.
It would be kind. I would say that it would just be like he went in. He didn't really do shit, to be honest. So I would put him in.
You think he's
Currently
in the
eating garbage.
Ooh, really? You thought he was like a detriment to your team?
He didn't do anything, and he ultimately he did like a little bit of damage and then died. Like he did like a sliver of health and then died.
I might have thoughts to say on Hariyama after this, but I
You have your Hariyama, in which case I will interject. I'll let you speak.
I would say that he was super solid for the time that I had him, but I also did not really get too many opportunities to let him shine. I knew that he would have been great. I mean, he was awesome in our double battles and stuff. I think that would put him at least at solid tier for me. So if you want to go like even and just say meh or honestly, I think that if I had to use Hariyama in more of the fights whenever I actually had him, I think he would have been really good. I think it would have been amazing in the Grusha fight, but I don't think we brought him in for that one.
I mean, so you're willing to put him in surprisingly good?
I would put him in solid just because I know that Hariyama's like a great mon. But
I mean, for you, he was really good. He's your belly drum guy, but it's like for me, I didn't have that belly drum set up.
mhm.
I would put him in. I'll put him in surprisingly bad, to be honest. Just like I will meet that way in the middle because for you he carried, but for me it was like he was not really that good. He really didn't do anything. Like you knew what to do, but I didn't.
Well, here,
I put him in surprisingly bad.
We'll put him in meh, just because I think he's solid.
Nah.
You think he's bad. I think meh is like
No. But then it makes him in the accurate tier of surprisingly bad. It's like he was good for you, but then you cut it to me. It's like,
Well,
I
sorry,
killed this thing.
I'll say it like this: surprisingly great and surprisingly bad aren't necessarily better or worse than solid, or
Well, no,
or even
surprisingly
meh,
bad. It's like
or even meh.
it was good. Like you said, it was good, and it was good for you.
Mhm.
But when I executed it,
like.
he got executed.
I should say it like this: surprisingly bad should be like this is a Pokemon that has super high expectations, but
That's what I
didn't
mean.
didn't die from a
had a
tragic accident, but rather died because of like a harsh underperformance.
Yeah, no, that's what happened for me. But like that's
Okay.
where my Hariyama stands. That's why I say put him in surprisingly bad, because even then it's like, for you it was
Ooh.
like, oh, he's
Okay,
solid.
okay, yeah. So right now we're arguing between these two. Then I would say, yeah. That's fine.
Yeah. Like
We put
I
him-
would be willing to put him at. I put him at top of surprisingly bad.
I see.
Like he's the topmost tier. That's what I say.
Understood. I will put
That's
him
my
in
take.
at a like bottom solid.
Okay, then we meet in the middle.
Yeah,
I'm good.
We'll yeah, about to say we can put him right here for now.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, from Elmer, Dashbun died sometime after the first gym, but it was awesome in that fight. Hypno sucks forever and always. Oh my goodness. Alright, I'm thinking, so we have like a neutral boxed, and then we have a negative Hypno sucks. I think I'm gonna put Hypno in currently eating garbage. And Dashbun sounds like the solid sentiment is the same here, so we'll put him there. Alright, this is also where Elmer had Dugtrio. Elmer, you had Dugtrio for the... I think that we lost it... If we lost False's Duon there, I think this is where you lost your Dugtrio up against the Team Fire. Or the Fire Team Star boss, yeah?
Honestly, I don't remember.
I see. We can keep in the...
I don't even remember having a Dugtrio.
Yeah, I remember specifically that that you used it as like a fast ground type. I don't know exactly what his fate was there though. But that's okay though. We'll keep it in mid tier for now then. Belly Bolt. This was my Duon. Duon was surprisingly Duon seemed like it would have been a solid Pokemon for me. And it was, but it never really was anything special. It's Electromorphism, I think that's what it was called. Whatever its ability was. It definitely helped him out a lot, but it didn't really carry like I thought it would. I think I'm gonna put it in... This was a lesser expectation. Yeah, less than my expectations gave, so I'm gonna put it in surprisingly bad. Hey, Hero! Hey, no worries. We're just kind of going through all the mons right now.
Wait, Doctor, I will also agree with you because, like, I was told this thing was good. Ethan just kind of ate shit, died, and then was just in the box.
Yeah.
I never pulled him out once.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's
Belly Bolt didn't do shit for me, bro. Like, this thing didn't do anything. It just sat there, it died.
like, it's a good Pokemon, just, I felt like in the context of a run, it wasn't really able to serve the purpose that what I thought that it would be able to do, and that was basically be able to eat hits. I think that it gets...
It didn't eat anything for me. Like, it just kind of sat there, and then the damage output that it had at the time of its level was like, I think it was... I don't remember if it was... I think it was for the Iono fight, but like, I think I like either my Belly Bolt died or he sat in the box, and the only reason I brought him along is because everyone else brought him along. In which case, mine was Ethan. So it's like, with Ethan, I didn't use him. I didn't like using him. He sat in my box, so I would say surprisingly bad.
There were two things that I feel like this Pokemon was missing in the context of a run. I think that it really needed to have, to capitalize on a good water move, like what it would in like a competitive setting, because you can't get Muddy Water on this thing.
Well,
And
I will say that it's like, it didn't have a good moveset. Like, we had everything ready, but because of where we were at in the game, it wasn't able to serve that purpose. And ultimately, like, yours died, and then mine just sat in the box forever, and I never had to use it. That's what I'd have to say.
Yeah. I wish that this thing could have gotten Muddy Water, and I wish that it could have gotten Slack Off. I probably could have given it Slack Off if I found a Pokemon that learned that move, and I could have did the Picnic Egg shenanigans. But, yeah, no, I wasn't able to get that done. It underperformed, so this is where it goes. What is next? Oh, actually, this was hour and a half. I'm sorry. Our Inlet Grotto was D's. That makes a lot more sense. D's for Dugtrio, that makes sense. Okay, so for hour and a half, Joey, yours was Young Goose. How did you feel about your Gumshoes?
I sure do wonder what you think I'm gonna say.
I think that you would put this in sandwich tier. Because
Box baby.
fair enough.
Box baby. It's gonna be a while till you get to something that I say wasn't box baby.
Heard. Alright, False, this is your Dunsparce. I know for a fact that we were not able to evolve it into the Dunsparce.
No, we got into a Dunsparce. We got to the Dunsparce for the fight. However, I killed it on accident because of Larry's Dunsparce was better.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, no. This thing was designed to sweep, and it was just like, I messed up, to be honest, and we didn't even give it a chance to shine. So it would be like currently eating garbage because like I made one misplay and it just died. Because I used Protect on Hyper Drill.
If you want to put this in, if you think that this was because this Pokemon just underperformed your expectations, we can put it in surprisingly bad. If you think that this was like a mistake that you wish, like, didn't happen based off of like an error on your part?
It's a
or anything
mistake.
like
No, I made a genuine mistake because I didn't read Hyper Drill.
that? Do you want to put that one in Never Forgetty then? Was it a sad death?
I wasn't bothered because we had just gotten it, and as the name suggests, it took us an hour and a half to get a Dunsparce.
Yeah.
Brother,
Oh yeah.
it took an hour and a half, and it's not even my Dunsparce.
All right, so you want to put it in currently eating garbage and not meh?
I'm putting it in currently eating garbage because this thing was a pain in the ass to find, and then I made one misplay and it died.
This thing was the trash man for an hour and a half. That's why he's here.
I put it at bottom of currently eating garbage because I'm bro is borderline box baby. He came in, we had his experts like, you got the Dunsparce, and then bro just died. And it wasn't even his fault, it was me. And it's just like, okay, what do you want me to do?
All right, Elmer. Yours is Grumpig for your hour and a half. Where would you put him?
Surprisingly great.
Ooh.
Like it carried every time I used him. It was like amazing.
I know that it's a great special defensive wall, and it has like some decent special attacks. Did it help you out in your Larry fight? Or do you recall?
Did it have what?
Did it help you out in your Larry fight? Because that is where I ended up dying, I think.
I don't remember.
I see. Well, yeah, that's fine then. We're gonna come up on a point where I get to my experience with that similar line, but we'll talk about that later. For now, I need to lament over a sad tale on my end. Corviknight is in this list somewhere, but I had to put Corvisquire on here too. Because this was such a sad death for me. I've never been able to play through a Soul Link, or Nuzlocke for that matter, being able to try out Corviknight, and this was no different. Same with the one that I did with Danny. We did not manage to keep our my Corvisquire. So I'm gonna put mine in Never Forgetty. This is the saddest spaghetti. Alright, for our South Province Area 1 Terra, this is the one that we named Fuecoco. Joey, how did you feel about Arboliva? This is where you captured your Smoliv. Joey?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm here.
Arboliva.
What's up?
How did you feel about your Arboliva?
Not box, baby. For once.
Beautiful.
Not box, baby. I look at tears. We are surprisingly great. More than one battle survived and was good.
Very nice, very nice. Did you... Okay, so you thought that this thing was going to be a whole lot worse than what it was?
Oh, sorry. No, I always knew it would be good. And it's solid, I guess. Sorry. It's not
Okay.
top tier, but it's not surprising.
I see.
Pokemon don't. Nothing will be surprisingly great than if that's the criteria for it. Nothing get above and beyond.
Yeah, so
Like
surprisingly great is going to be just Pokemon that you expected to... well, a Pokemon that exceeded what your expectation of it was going to be. And a lot of the times... Yeah. Imagine Harry Potter but Hugh Jackman playing Harry. I'm being silly. Yes, you are a hero, but that's because you're very silly to begin with. Alright, false. Your Fuecoco was Surskit. How did you feel about Masquerain?
Masquerain didn't do shit.
Is it-
Nah, I bought that thing for one fight and you're like, it's gonna be good, it's gonna be good. Nah, put that in the box, baby.
Joey,
This is
Joey,
this is
did
the
you end up
worst.
getting a Masquerain?
Yeah, I did.
What would you
Joey,
put
how's your
Masquerain?
Masquerain?
What was mine? Solid.
You put yours as solid?
Yeah, did what I expected it to do.
I see, I see.
They're either going to be solid box baby or top tier.
Oh,
I mean, like,
that's good.
I
It's going
would.
to be one of the three.
Joey, could I argue with you and put in surprisingly bad?
Well,
or no.
No, because Masquerain did exactly what I expected it to.
Okay,
Wait,
then
wait,
we can
here,
put in
false,
solid.
false. Give me like your take for currently eating garbage.
No, I said I put it in box, baby. This thing didn't do anything. Like, whenever I used it, it ultimately, like, this thing was threatened. I know it did die. I think it did die.
Fuecoco.
gonna be able to kill it, probably.
Yes. Yes, Fuecoco did for a fact die.
Yeah, and now, like, it was because, oh, Masquerade's good, and it just didn't do anything.
Get chomped.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's, like, I would put in surprisingly bad, but honestly, Joey got more use out of it than I did, in which case it existed and then died.
Yeah, I
Literally,
recall
that
this.
is how my action went.
Fuecoco was a victim of Elmer Lip. I remember this now because my Fuecoco was.
Well, yeah, I still slapped on all the bug moves and stuff on it, but I wasn't able to set up anything against Tulip.
I see.
Like, I wasn't able to do anything. Like, Tulip, like, the entirety of the Tulip fight, it wasn't even that it was unavoidable, it's that I had a bad team comp.
I see.
And while Masquerade should have soloed, it was like, it was not at a level that it would have worked for me. Because I think, Joey, you got your Masquerade later, right?
Possibly. It might have been before, because... No, it might have been later, but, like... It died late, but you got it early.
Well, still, like, I don't know, I didn't do much from you. But
That's
I mean, like...
This sounds
For
like
Joey,
it was...
I think that Joey's amount of carry is, like, I think that Joey gets more say in it than I do, because, bro, this Masquerade carry Joey.
This sounds like it's going to be like a between solid and surprisingly bad. Honestly...
But I would put in solid. I would put in solid, because Joey got more use out of it than I did.
You put in solid? I see. Honestly,
Yeah, I put in solid.
This is like my argument for like between Hariyama, between you and I. So this might be where I end up putting Hariyama later on, but for now I'll keep it right.
Okay, for now, it's surprisingly bad.
Yeah. All right, Elmer, your Fuecoco, funnily enough, was Sunflora. How did you enjoy Sunflora? You had a lot of grass types in this run.
Sunflora, predictably eating garbage.
Understood. Short, sweet, and to the point. It makes sense. I'm not silly. Also me. Throws a grenade to Tarkov just to make a scav run into my line of fire. Okay, maybe I am. Listen. I don't even need an example to know that one. I've seen you streamed. I know you're silly. Okay. I forgot what this Pokemon's name even was. It's the evolution of Charcadet. That is... the non-Mega Man one. In fact, hang on. Don't look at this, guys. Don't look at this. Charcadet. Evolves into Cyrilege. That was it. See? Okay, so just by the merit of me not even remembering what this Pokemon's name is, it should be in Meh or eating garbage. This is a good Pokemon. This should have done very, very well. But I had a few major problems with it. And that's that its moveset was very garbage for a long, long time. The only fire move that you could really run on this thing up until like level 40-something, whenever it got Bitter Blade, was just Flame Charge. You're not doing anything with this. You really are not going to be doing much with this Pokemon, and I was so disappointed by it. Maybe you can get like Shadow Claw as like a TM, but you got to go out of your way to be able to find that TM in this game. And I'll be honest, I forgot where you get it in this game. But no, I'm going to put this one in surprisingly bad. It did not perform to my expectations, because everybody loved Armor Rouge and Cyrilege, and it just did not function for me at all. Okay. No pouting, hero. We do have you coming up. Because I did name one after you. Let's see. Next one up is going to be Mal. Joey, your Mal was Sandaconda. How did he feel about it?
Box, baby.
Box, baby?
Never used.
Understood. Wait, did anybody
I will
else...
also agree. I got Sandaconda. I will agree with Sandaconda. Put that thing in box, baby.
Okay.
Yeah, box baby.
I think I might have been the only one that never got Sandaconda then. Okay, yep, Box Baby. I love that Box Baby is just like the neutral, never used, don't care. Put it there.
Sorry, not Box Baby. Not Box Baby. Sorry, never forget. I wanted to use them. I wanted to use them. Never got to.
Ooh.
It just never came up relevant. So, never forget. Actually.
I see. Wait, did it ever die? Or...
No, but I never got to use it either. So, but it falls under never forget because I wanted to use it.
Oh man.
So,
Do we do
I
this?
do what you will with that. You can box baby him though, because he technically is box baby.
Yeah, I'm thinking that Box Baby can be put for. I think that Never Forget should probably be reserved for mons that we that we lost. I feel so that may shorten up the criteria. We might go revisit this question actually, because that you make a very good point, Joey. I remember you did, yeah. All right, false. Your Mal was Sekido. How did you enjoy Go-Goat?
Go-Goats? I'm gonna be real with Go-Goat. I didn't use Go-Goat. However, I found a shiny Go-Goat later on in the run. In which case I was like, so I mean,
Surprisingly shiny.
yeah, no, I found another one. Oh, I never used my. Want to know something funny about that?
Yeah.
Something really funny about my Go-Goat. It is still level 8. It is still a Skidoo.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so for you it's definitely Box Baby.
Yeah, no. I found a shiny Go-Goat though. I never used it in the run, but I found a shiny Go-Goat.
All right, that's a Box Baby from you, Mister Elmer. I know that you also had a Go-Goat. How did you feel about it?
Never forget it died to the Elite 5.
Oh no.
Because I was stupid and made a mistake.
Nah, I blame myself on that one too for not knowing about the non-skill link cloister. Joey, did you use a Go-Go?
No.
Okay, I know that.
Who was it again?
This one here is Mal. So if you did have a Go-Go, we have not gotten to it yet.
No, I did not ever have Go-Go.
Yep, gotcha. Unfortunately, as much as I love Go-Goat, if we were going to go with the idea of non-dead Pokemon being able to be a Never Forgetty, I probably would put it there, but I'm going to put it in Box Baby as well. Because I love this Pokemon. It's super cool. I love the goats. It is my goat. Just bulk up.
The goats.
Bulk
no
up,
pun intended.
Yeah. Bulk up, Hornleech, Earthquake, Milk Drink. Sign me up.
I mean, I just never used it personally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no.
Like, I did find it shiny though, so like I'd be willing to move it higher, but I ultimately never used it.
Yeah, don't worry, it's fine. Like Box Baby is like a true neutral, because like we have not been able to actually
put that boy into neutral.
Yeah, that's basically what Box Baby is. True neutral, just because we have not been able to actually give it any assessment because we never used it.
Oh. Okay.
Which is one of the reasons why like it can be overridden so easily. Like.
Then wait, so it's not actually from top down? Then I would put Tuco in surprisingly bad.
Surprisingly bad. Your Tuco was.
Cloudsack. Put Cloudsack in surprisingly bad. Like, cause y'all were like, "Oh, this is so good, it's so good, it's so good."
Okay.
Tuco really underperformed. That's why I didn't use him all that much.
Yeah, we could do that. All right. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up is going to be. Oh wait, actually no, it's my turn actually.
Yeah, it's a Sparta.
And
I never got one,
no,
I don't think. And if I did, then I never used it.
I'm sorry again. It's not even my turn. It's Elmer's turn. Elmer, this is your Espathra. How did you enjoy Mal? Did you enjoy your Lady Gaga? Elmer, you good?
What?
How did you enjoy your Espathra? Because that was your Mal, your Flittle.
Box Baby.
Box Baby, understood. I don't know who else got Espathra. We'll go down the list eventually for it. Okay, Litleo. This one was mine. My Mal was a gorgeous Pyroar. An expert at being the first fire type that any of us were really able to capture and make use out of. I'm looking at you, Ceruledge. Stupid. And Houndoom, I guess. Yeah, I guess that one would go to Joey. Unfortunately, I was not able to use it at all. This is the Box Baby. Unfortunate fate of Mal. Next one up is Ness. Joey, this was your Greavard. How did you like your Greavard?
Box baby.
Box Baby? Fair enough. I know that I ended up using one, and it ended up being a sacrifice to Elmerlip. And I didn't really get much out of it. I know that we kind of like memed about Greaver being awful just because you can't really use like a last respects strategy with it because you're gonna end up having to murder all of your mons in order to make that happen. So I'm just gonna say it was meh, because I mean it got what it needed to get done, but you know, super slow, doesn't really contribute too much to the team. Just meh. Alright.
I see what's up next. Put that man in surprisingly good.
Okay, we're putting Rapscun
put
surprisingly great.
Surprisingly good. Yes.
Okay, why was he surprisingly great for you? What did he do for you?
He was one of my good Pokemon in the entire game. And ultimately, he's the reason why we live Tulip. That's not me trying to be funny. No, that thing is why we live Tulip. He died an honorable death. No, like, that is, like, surprisingly great, and when he left an impact.
Mm-hmm.
That is why, like, I did not expect the Route 1 bug to do this. Or, not Route, well, it was Route 2 bug, but whatever, who gives a shit, like...
That's what the tier is for. Surprisingly great. But I honestly, yeah, I would also agree with that because I probably would have expected Rascal to be pretty awful otherwise.
Like, no, like that's it. Like that's all I have to say. Like, there's nothing else. Like, bro somehow like pulled his weight, and that's crazy. That's all I gotta say. Up next, I never had a little bit of sandwich. Yeah.
All right, Elmer.
What?
This one's your goat. How did you like your Ness? Your Ness was Lilligant.
Absolute Giga Chat.
Ooh, this one's gonna be your sandwich?
Yes.
Alright.
Lilligant's the only... Up until Lilligant died, it was by far the carry in every single fight I had.
Elmer, you had, like, the most grass types out of anybody among two different runs. Among the two runs that we actually did. And I remember that you were complaining to me about... And, you know, not actually complaining, but you were like, oh my god, I just can't get away from all these grass types. And Lilligant ended up being your goat. Like, ever since the Kofu fight, I think.
Lilligant was on top pretty much from the very beginning, even as far back as Brassius.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You did get it that early. You got it that early, and you were able to get it from just probably, I think it was just Shiny Stone or something. I actually forgot how you evolved it.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I remember it being a Stone evolution, so that meant that you were able to get pretty much, Petalil's, like, entire moveset onto Lilligant at, like, level 13 if you really wanted it to. But yeah, no, that makes sense. I bit my tongue. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Very good stuff. Fomantis. My Ness, unfortunately, wasn't even much of a box baby, but I just wasn't really able to figure out a way to make it work. Every time that I had to use it in a fight, like, it wasn't bad. But, like, I hardly ever found any time to actually use it. I'm just gonna put it in meh. It didn't really contribute much at all. Despite me having it on, like, the team for so long, because your Ness was really, really goated, so I had it with me. Okay, next up is Squilliam. Joey, this was your Crabominable. How did you like it?
Top tier, carried numerous fights. I basically solely used him until the 4th gem.
I remember that this was like one of your favorite doubles Pokemon to use too, just because of how
Just because I only had him. He was one of the few mons that I actually had that actually contributed, so he's top tier.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Alrighty, sounds good on my end. False, this is where you got your Wigglytuff. We already got that one. Elmer, this is your Toedscool. How did you enjoy it? Did you enjoy your Toedscool?
For Toedscool?
No. For Elmer.
Oh, well, I also had Toedscool.
Yeah, Elmer, this is your Toedscool. And yeah, we'll get to yours soon, False.
Okay.
I think I used it in like one fight, so probably Box Baby.
I will put it in surprisingly bad.
Really?
And also Box Baby. Like, I used this thing and you're always saying like, oh man, this is an amazing Pokemon. And then it was just like, this thing sucked. I'm not gonna lie.
Interesting. I did get a Toedscool later on. In fact,
like, Toedscool sucked.
Joey also got a Toedscool not too far from here. Joey, how did you feel about Toedscool?
Box baby.
Box Baby? Okay, so we
Okay.
got...
I'm willing to also go to Box Baby. Like, I'm willing for this thing to not see live day. I used it for one fight, and then I'm like, man, this is my only ground type, but it still sucked.
Well, like, if it wasn't valuable to you, then we could have it.
Shit was not valuable, but
surprisingly
it's in Box Baby.
I know that my Toad Scroll didn't come until, like, Kitakami, I think. So I didn't really have too many battles to really show its worth or anything like that. I figured it would have been, like, at least meh. That's surprising. Yeah, no, that's okay. I'll put it in Box Baby for that. Sounds like the vibe for it is pretty dang negative. Let's see. Alright, next off. My Squilliam was Sanam. Sanam was, we didn't really have... I agree with you guys, we didn't really have Squilliam in too many fights. I know that I used it in a couple double battles, but it kind of fell short in double battles, and whenever we did actually use Squilliam, I don't recall it really doing too much for me outside of being a potential special wall, which there are surprisingly very little opportunities to do in Scarlet and Violet. I think that the majority of the mons that we fight are gonna be physical based in this game in particular. At least in the early game. Like, we have Miss Magius on Iono, and that's like the only special threat that we have for a long while. So no, I'm gonna put it in meh. It was not good. Okay. False, I know that
you know my answer. You know my answer with Apple. You know my answer with Appleton. Put that boy in top tier. Apple Jackson is dancing all over everyone. This bro, steel type Appleton. Steel type Appleton?
Yep.
No. Like, this thing would have carried me through the entire game, and I didn't kill him. You did. That was aggressive on purpose.
Listen, I'm about to say, what the heck, man? I tried my best.
You did this. You killed the Apple Jackson. Put him in top tier.
Editor, play the clip
Put him above Palmo right now.
Above Palmo?
Put him above Palmo. No, this thing would have carried me throughout the entire game, except you killed him. No, put Apple Jackson there. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna I'll put this right here just because. Actually, hang on. Okay. Are you sure that you would put Appleton ahead?
I would put Appleton ahead of Palmo, and then put Palmo behind Crabominable. Your Crabominable got more purpose than Heisenberg did, but Heisenberg was still pretty top tier.
I'm actually thinking it should be like it should look like this because I feel like
no. I don't think so because
hear me out. These three Pokemon carried 3 different people through the early game. Wigglytuff carried me. Crabominable carried Joey.
Actually, no, you're fair. Yeah,
and Appleton carried you. Like Palma was good and super solid, and it was never bad to have on the team. I agree with that entirely, but I don't think it actually carried you through anything, right?
Yeah, no. Okay, so then I think that's fine. That's fine.
Like, it's still top tier. It was just not like.
And then can we I already see the next Pokemon because I think we know where that goes. There's no debate for all of us. There's no debate. Cloyster.
Alright, I think I don't want to put it as my sandwich yet, but I think that this thing at least needs to be
top of top tier. That thing goes top
tier. Yeah, I agree entirely. Elmer, you ended up getting a Lit Leo. How did you enjoy your Pyroar?
Surprisingly good.
Surprisingly good? Okay, heck yeah.
Yeah, it ended up doing as much as I love Camerupt, it was more useful while it was alive.
Just because it was like a lot faster?
It was a lot faster and it hit harder too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and having a fighting weakness, I notice, it can be bad and competitive a lot of the times, but in a normal playthrough, it's not really that big of a factor, and you get an immunity to Ghost, so that means that it's also going to be useful up against your Rhyme fight. I don't know if we actually used Apple Jackson for that fight, but I can already just picture a couple of situations where I would recommend, yeah, Pyroar would actually be a very good opportunity Pokemon to use this. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think that Cloyster belongs to top tier because he carried all of us.
Yeah, I think everybody except for Joey got one, right?
Yes.
Or Joey, did you?
And I think it's unanimous.
Yes.
Okay, so Joey did get a Cloyster. I think.
Box Baby for me on Cloyster.
Box Baby for you? That's fine.
I think overruled.
No, I mean, like, it's not really much of like an overrule necessarily, but this is definitely like a Pokemon that carried a lot of fights, like a lot of important fights for a lot.
For
of
you
can
like
put
using almost all of my
Yep.
party
Yep.
for mine. And even then for Elmer, like Elmer didn't use him all that much, but Cloister was a solid fallback, and it did pay off.
Yeah, Elmer was able to make it work even after the
Skill link.
after the Elite Five flub. Like we still found a lot of use out of it, which is good.
Yeah, no, like I'd still say it's top 2.
Alrighty, next up is Venusaur, and for Venusaur, Joey, yours was. Actually, wait, hang on. Is this the right? No, this is not the right order for this one. Hang on, just give me one moment. I know exactly.
Oh, I was just going by the top Pokemon and then going from there.
Yeah, it is, but I'm just trying to make sure that like I give it with the proper context. At least it helps me at least.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. All right, this was actually Hero. So Hero, we got to you. All right, so Joey, yours was Kilowattrel. Oh, thank you so much for the 200 dumpies. Everybody hydrate and check your posture. Joey, playing those card games, they will hurt. Make sure that your back is nice and loose. Yeah, Joey?
Yes.
How'd you feel about Kilowattrel?
Box baby.
Box baby. Ooh, okay. Interesting. Elmer, did you have a Kilowattrel? I think another false.
7.
What was the one under surprisingly great?
Under surprisingly great is solid.
I'll put it on solid. Because it was good while I used it, but it didn't completely blow me away either.
Understood. False, did you have a Kilowattrel?
I did have a Kilowattrel.
How'd you feel about it?
Solid.
Solid. All right. Sounds like we
It
got.
was pretty solid. Like this Kilowattrel, it was there. It served its purpose. I didn't really feel too attached to it, and even then, it was just kind of there. It carried a good amount of fights, but it still was it did what it was designed to do, and it didn't really hold any attachment to me. Like if it died, I would not have cared.
I see it as just like a little mini Zapdos. I might have gotten one later on, but I actually don't recall.
Well,
if did or not.
This thing, it was just kind of there.
Yeah.
To be honest, it was you brought that on the team. It was it won every fight.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't carry, but it was there. It did its purpose. Volt switch.
All right, false.
I might be undershooting it though.
No, that's fine. I think solid's a fine placement for it. It might be a little bit better than what I would have thought to put it at. As far as Pokemon that I would recommend to others. False. Your hero was Pineco. So how did you enjoy Fortress?
I hate him. He didn't do anything. Put him in worst in garbage. Put him in the worst tier you can on this list.
You hate Fortress?
No, don't get me wrong. I love Fortress. He funny Explode Boy, but bro, he did not do anything. He didn't do anything for me.
Elmer, did you ever get a Fortress?
Nope.
Joey, did you ever get Fortress? I think you exploded him on someone just randomly, right?
Yes. I remember that. Joey did explode a Fortress in someone.
Alright, I guess we'll put this at currently eating exploded garbage.
Yes. Who do be up next for that?
Next up should be Skeeto, but we already have our Go-Goat. Next one should be Raichu, actually. And for me, I'm gonna put it in.
I didn't get it Raichu.
I'm gonna put it in solid. Just because it basically served Belly Bolt's role, but so much better. It was super fast, helped out a lot in doubles, as you guys are aware of. I used it a lot in my rain strategies, so Pelipper Raichu was a hot combo, even if it wasn't in our double battles. Whenever we had them both, I felt pretty comfortable in between the two of them. But it wasn't a surprise. Thunderbolt, Fake Out, Thunder Wave, and Surf, just hard to really beat that combo. Okay, this one is Venusaur, the true Venusaur. And for that we have Joey with the low kicks. How did you like low kicks, Joey?
Solid. Showed up for 2 fights that mattered.
Very nice. Nice and
Wait,
simple.
what was this? Wait, what was this one?
Low kicks. That is the evolution
Oh, yeah.
of
Nope, I
Nimble.
tried and didn't game.
Low kicks was solid. From actually, I didn't have my low kicks experience. I think my low kicks died.
Yours,
But look at my.
yeah, even if yours was box baby, that's fine.
No, you
Yeah,
just.
no, I
tell
still think
him.
it's solid.
I don't know who else ended up
Sorry.
getting a low.
Now
kick.
you're just gonna die.
I know that I got a low kicks, but it wasn't really it wasn't really in like a relevant fight. Like I legit might have gotten my low kicks in like Kitakami.
I mean- I mean, like my low kicks didn't really do much for me, but I mean, I will say that like
You get
for
to make
Joey, it
17.
cooked more than like ours did, and therefore that's why I would say to keep it in solid.
Card.
Then for is that it for low kicks for you, Joey?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh.
Yeah, we're just gonna keep it solid because it's fast, it hits hard. That's what
Solid.
we need.
So, who's up next?
That is you with Garganackle. How do you enjoy
Oh,
your
my
Minecraft
favorite
boy?
Venusaur, Garganackle.
Your
Put
favorite grass starter.
Put him in top 2.
Top tier.
Garganackle.
Ooh, okay, interesting.
No, Bo was really good. Put him. I would put it like okay. I would say Garganackle. He served his purpose and he served it well.
Mhm.
He was a Stallmon, and God, was this Venusaur a good Stallmon?
Did Venusaur die? If it
No,
No.
he never did.
no, I'm sorry. I think Venusaur actually did die. Venusaur died,
Oh.
but it wasn't until like super late.
But it wasn't me. It was not me.
Or wait, or did Venusaur die? Hang on, I can actually check this. right
No,
now.
it didn't. It didn't. It didn't. I know because I used it for the Elite Fours.
Venusaur,
I'm pretty sure
I think
didn't.
it might have been in the Crispin wipe.
Yeah, it was in the
Ooh,
Crispin fight.
Okay, I
It was.
understand. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
So yeah, no, I'll put him in top tier. In which case, bro, in double battles, nah, put him above Pommel. Pommel is in top
You want
tier,
him
but
above
Pommel is bottom
Pommel?
of top tier.
Okay.
Yeah, no, Pommel baseline is bottom of top tier. If you put something like, if I have a problem with whatever is put in front of him, I'll let y'all know. But no, Venusaur carried my double battle experience. Remember when oh wait, no, that was Apple Jackson, in which case Apple Jackson isn't top tier as he deserves to be.
Yeah.
Because of it's like Elmer needed to take a chomp out of the apple.
Nom.
Yes.
Stop aiming for the Stallmon! Oh my god.
Stop aiming for the Stallmon!
We got so many clips that we need to be making out of these. I might later on, we'll see.
Yeah,
Alright.
yeah.
Elmer, this was your ultimate Venusaur Camerupt. How did you enjoy it?
As much as I love Venusaur, I have to say surprisingly bad, because it just never hit hard enough anytime I wanted it to.
Ooh. I might
It's
have...
always just...
Hmm.
It's like my Smash Ultimate Roy, it's always just out of reach.
I might have
Every
been
time.
the fault for that one, because I remember that I was giving people IV sets, sorry, EV sets that people could start running if they wanted to, know where they should be allocating a lot of stats, and I'm fairly certain that for Camerupt, I made them into like a all HP, all special defense. So if we followed on that one, that might have been my bad, in which case, that's an oopsie on my bit. My Camerupt, I did get one super late game for Gengo. We'll get to that one at some point, I'm sure. But it was solid, kind of for the same purposes. I liked it with Yawn and Stealth Rocks and a couple of other things. But yeah, I did not really use it too much for its offensive prowess, and that might have been a little bit upsetting. Yeah, surprisingly bad is fine. It's super saddening too. Alright, so we had Crabrawler was mine, so that would be Crabominable. I wouldn't put it in top tier, but at the same time, I never really had any issues with it, like what I would expect out of an ice fighting type. It's got a lot of weaknesses to really handle it, not too many defenses in spite of its great HP. But there's one thing that you can't get around, and that it hits really hard. So I respect Joey's opinion on it being top tier for this one in particular. The next one is Forgotten. Joey, how did you enjoy your Banette? honestly, I don't expect for Banna to rate very high for you. Alright, I think Joey's a little bit occupied at the moment. False, how was your Palisand?
Let's rate this up solid.
Oh, you're gonna put Banna in solid?
Did what I thought it would. Didn't overperform. Solid.
Interesting. Man, that's...
You're only going to see Box Baby, solid, or top tier from me. You're not going to see anything else.
I'm surprised it wasn't as surprisingly great, because Banna, in my knowledge, is...
Nothing surprised me. I don't remember, I mapped every single one of my fights.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing surprised me. I knew exactly how they would all go. So, it is impossible to surprise me if I simply know how they will go.
Let's say you weren't surprised that like Banat was able to fill this role either. That's
No.
That's
No,
even-
Bayonet's a good mod.
Okay.
that's even more surprising for me.
No, it's always been a good one. It's always been a good Sword Dance Shadow Sneaker. Or Sucker Punch.
I see.
People just, it's
Alright.
just not competitively viable because it's too slow, but in a Nuzlocke like this, it's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Especially for Rhyme, that's where I got a lot of use out of it.
Neat.
Yeah,
Yeah, having
nothing
a,
surprising.
just having a normal immunity is something that I notice is really, really hot in a lot of different
Yeah,
Nuzlockes.
Normal hatred is good.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Alright, false. Yours was the Palisand.
mid. Next question.
Dang.
No, like, I tried, and I'm like, oh man, I love Palisade. I love him. He's just a little guy. And then he just didn't do anything, and then died, and didn't even have a good moveset. I couldn't get him a good moveset.
My Palisand was okay. It wasn't terrible or anything like that, and it was able to fulfill the roles that it was put into, but it never excelled in anything. I will put it in meh. So it's not a hindrance.
Mid. So, mid.
Yeah, we can put it in mid. I was
Mid,
able to give
next
it a
question.
decent. I was able to give it a decent moveset too. Shadow Ball, Earth Power, Energy Ball, and Shore Up. It's not bad. But
I love Palisade. I love it. It is a stupid Pokemon, and I love its design. Unfortunately, it is mid. I tried to make it good, and it makes me so upset.
I feel like this one is going to be a super mid one overall. The next one is Mesagoza. Joey, your Mesagoza was Toxicroak. What do you think about Toxicroak in this
Box Baby.
box, baby? Fair enough, fair enough. Oh, wait, hang on. I'm sorry. We're not done with Forgotten yet. Elmer, yours was Deerling. Did you enjoy Salzbuck?
I put it in solid. It carried me through a couple of fights.
I know that this is another one of the Pokemon that you were just like, I can't believe I got another grass type right now.
Yeah, but it did end up being helpful in the few fights I used it, so I'll give it solid.
Heck yeah. Yeah, it is pretty unique for a grass type, I think. Just, having normal tacked onto it, for giving it like stab, double edge, or takedown, or whatever you had to use for that, alongside double kick, which I know that it gets.
Yeah, it was my only fighting until we got Florida Man Halucha. It was the only fighting thing I had the entire run.
Yeah, no, good stuff. Good stuff, good stuff. I would have put it in surprisingly great if I was in that situation. But hey, that's probably because I haven't played Gen 5, so. Forgotten was also where I got my Palmo. Palmo, I'm fine with keeping it in its bottom of top tier placement, just because it was super solid, it did whatever it needed to do. I wouldn't put it anywhere near Cloyster, but I probably would put it around the same tier as Pelipper. So there's not really a lot of differentiation there. For Mesagoza, Joey puts Toxicroak into Boxed Baby. I don't know who else ran Toxicroak. I know that I did, and for me it was also Boxed Baby. For False, your Mesagoza was Shroodle, which means you got it into
Shroodle?
Grafaiai.
I mean, like, for Grafaiai, Grafaiai didn't do shit. I'm gonna be honest with you, Box Baby.
The thing of Box Baby, you never really used it.
Bro was not good whenever I did use him.
Ooh.
And then ultimately I just stopped using him.
You think he's just mad or
Like-
eating garbage then, or what?
I think he's eating garbage, bro. He's bad. This thing sucks.
Understood.
Grafaiai is so bad.
Alrighty, Elmer got Kilowattrel for this one. We already got a rating for that one. And for me, mine was low kicks, and I'm fine with the solid placement for it. I think that's it.
Can we put Stantler in top tier? But no, can we put Stantler in its own category? That's just a boss mon. That thing killed more Pokemon in a single sitting and almost killed us in the whole run.
I think that this one is okay to put in Never Forgetty.
Never Forgetty. Never Forgetty. Ever Never Forgetty. Put top of Never Forgetty. Top of Never Forgetty.
Top never. No, what? Oh, no. We won't do that. We won't do that.
Oh no, I would put this thing in like a boss mon tier. This was the boss mon of the run. We had like all the Team Star bosses. This thing.
I think that.
And then we looked at the IVs, and this thing was designed to kill me. We looked at it, remember? This thing was designed to kill me.
Yes. Look, Stantler has a story. I think that putting it in Never Forgetty is like the proper tier for people to ask questions about it, and then we have a story to tell them afterwards.
Yeah.
So we can do
Stantler
that.
belongs in there. Then we got Gengar.
Yep, Elmer,
Which
this
is-
is your Gengar's nightmare.
Well, it's you had a Gengar, and then I also had a Gengar. I had Danny.
I think that my Gengar was from Kitakami, and it was
Oh.
fairly solid. That's where I would put it, but you know. Elmer,
I would also put
you're-
it solid, to be honest.
Elmer, you had it for the most of the game. How did
Yeah,
you
I'd
go?
probably put mine in solid too.
So
did
we
what
all
you needed to
agree
do.
on solid.
Heck yeah.
But-
False just said we all agree on solid, it seems. So, yep, we'll
Yep.
put Gengar as solid. Okay, for me, mine was Mudsdale, and I would have to put this one in surprisingly great. This is another mon that we didn't necessarily use too much, but I never really paid too much attention to this Pokemon, but it is phenomenal. Far more phenomenal than I really ever expected. Super high bulk, and super high damage to back it up. Its ability... Okay. I had to remember there for a second. Yes, for this playthrough, my Mudsdale did for a fact to get stamina. So being able to continuously get those defense boosts pretty much made this thing into a pseudo ground fighting type. Because you could teach it body press, and alongside its ability, this thing was an absolute monster. If we used it in more fights, I might actually put this thing in top tier. But for now, I'm just gonna say I didn't expect too much out of Mudsdale. It turned out phenomenal. Next up is Haru. Joey, for you, this one was Bone Sweet. From the way that I have this listed, it doesn't look like Haru really lasted too long.
Anything else, Aiden? Solid for me.
Bone Sweet was solid for you? Interesting.
Yep. Served its purpose in one gym battle, and that's enough.
Alright, sounds good to me.
Actually, no, I will not take the garden. I will play the garden. Keep that.
False. Your Haru was
Yeah.
Hatena.
My Hatena never evolved to Hatterene.
Correct.
It
This
was
one-
my early wall in the game before Apple Jackson,
Mm-hmm.
so I put it in solid. But like it was solid in like existing, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough, fair enough.
Like it didn't do anything, but it was a wall. That was it.
Yeah. That's fair,
It did
that's
some fights. It killed some Pokemon. Yeah.
fair. Sounds good, sounds good.
Like a bottom of solid is where I would put it. This thing did not do anything.
Wait, are you sure that you would put it right there? I mean, like... Did it
Well,
not
no,
fulfill,
it
like, your
did. Well,
expectations?
it did things. It was my early wall, and it ultimately helped me out.
Mhm.
But it's like beyond that, it didn't do much. Therefore, that's why I'm not putting it higher. It was just there, but it did being there really well.
Hmm. Alright, Elmer, I think Hypno needs to go into box, baby. Because yours only lived to be a Drowsy.
Yeah, I just hate Drowsy and Hypno with a fiery passion.
Fair enough. It shall go into the currently eating garbage dream tier list.
Deserved.
Spoink. I never really got to get much use out of it at all whenever I was using it, unfortunately. It did not live long enough to become a Grumpig. And unfortunately, I never really found too many opportunities where I could bring this thing out whenever we were using it. So, unfortunately, in spite of us having Grumpig and surprisingly great, I'll have to put mine in currently eating garbage. Actually, Oh, this one's on like the precipice. I think I'd be fine with putting this thing in meh. I mean, all right. So here's my deal. I'm putting this thing in currently eating garbage, not out of like the case of it being a terrible Pokemon, but because all of the choices that I was able to have over Spoink before its evolution were far better than Spoink. So that's the only reason. It could have been something great, but it just wasn't. Actually, you know what? This one goes Never Forgetty, actually, because this one does have a story. Okay, next one up is Boxed. I don't expect for anybody to be happy about this one, except for False. Joey, your Boxed was Pachirisu. Did it live its fate as its namesake? Okay, Elmer, how did you enjoy Pachirisu?
It literally died as it lived. It lived in the box until we sacked it for fun.
Yeah. I remember that we pretty much used it as a sacrifice in the Elite Five. So yeah, that's perfectly fine. I would imagine that Joey would also say that Pachirisu was Box Baby. False. Yours was Donphan.
I love Fampy. Donphan, I want to say that he was... Actually, yeah, no, you all were saying he was bad. I said that he was good, and I was right. So therefore, put him in surprisingly good.
Well, I never said he was bad or anything like that. I just said that, like, it would be very unlikely for us to use him whenever...
Well,
whenever...
No. I used Donphan. None of y'all used Donphan. And bro went crazy whenever I put him on my team.
That's actually incorrect, because I actually also used Donphan.
Oh.
It's later down the list, but I did for a fact have a Donphan, and Donphan was actually pretty solid.
Okay.
My reasoning for saying that Donphan wouldn't be used too much is just because if you use Donphan, it means that two people have to use a Pachirisu, which is a pretty steep price. But I'm fine with this being in surprisingly great if it was surprisingly great for you.
It was surprisingly great, but that was because I think like all of y'all I'm putting it there because all of y'all were like, "Oh no, Donphan's not good. Ooh, no, it's not good. Why are you using Fampy?" And I love Fampy. I'm gonna use him. And then you're like, "Okay, but it's really not that good." And I remember y'all telling me this, and that's why I'm like really adamant on it being in surprisingly great because y'all were not confident in the Donphan. You were not confident in the Dawn.
That's surprising, because I loved it. I think the Donphan's pretty decent. I think it's decent for the same reason that Mudsdale ended up being pretty decent.
I do not beep you.
Okay, that's fine. We'll put in surprisingly great. I think that's fine.
Put in surprisingly great.
For me, it was Staraptor. Staraptor had all of the amazing qualities about it that you would expect for Staraptor to be able to have. Had Intimidate, a decent selection of normal flying and fighting moves. However, my issue was, if I use Staraptor, I'd be forcing two other people to use Pachirisu. So this thing actually never got used until the Elite Four, pretty much.
Well, I actually used Staraptor too. That was my Quartz-End.
Oh yeah, it was actually. Where would you put your?
Yeah, I named it after my lovely partner. Honestly, Staraptor. When I tried to use Staraptor all I could. But I think it was also linked to all of y'all, so I used Staraptor anyways, in which case, solid. Actually, no, I would also put it in surprisingly great. Like, actually, this thing, I was like, I'm not confident in the bird, and then y'all were like, no. Let that bird cook. And then whenever it existed, like, it actually killed things, and I just didn't give it the time of day, but it was like, this thing went crazy.
In that case, let's put it in solid.
Yeah, I'd agree to put it in solid.
Because, like, this is a phenomenal Pokemon whenever it can actually be used.
Can you put it higher on that tier list? Put it behind Dashbun.
Put it behind Dashbun?
In front of Arvaliva. Because I had to use it the most because it was tied to someone's Arcanine.
I see.
It was Quartz-End, and someone had an Arcanine tied to it, and that's how I remember it.
Let's put this behind Pelipper then, I think.
Okay.
Pelipper,
I'm good with that.
I think that Pelipper is like my cutoff for like, because Pelipper was amazing, like bordering top tier for me, in my opinion.
Okay, that's fair.
In fact, you know what? No, I'll keep Pelipper here. That's fine.
Okay, no, that's fair. That's fair.
All right, next up is Fug.
Fuck.
Joey, for you, Fug was Cricketoon. How do you enjoy Cricketoon? Honestly, that's fair. It's a very, very fair placement, I think.
I have a question. For Cricket. Can you put him in la 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 whoop tier?
If I did, unfortunately, I have to mess around with the aspect ratios for the stream, and I'm a little bit lazy on that.
Well,
I'm gonna put it in box baby, just for
This thing also served no purpose for me too. Like this thing sucked, but like I still think it would be funny to put it in la 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 whoop.
Oh
Then
wait,
that's it.
actually no, hang on. Joey's Fug was Lurantis. Joey, how did you enjoy Lurantis?
Oh no, I had Cricket yeah.
Man, it's unfortunate. All right, Elmer, how did you enjoy Poniard? Cause did you end up ever
Box
making...
baby.
Ooh.
Never once.
Really? Okay, interesting. Did I ever put Poniard or B sharp in here? In fact, hang on. You know what? I will grab Poniard here. Honestly, I thought he had King Gambit at some point. I didn't know when, though. Okay, I might need to increase this just a little bit.
What were my thoughts on Larentis, you asked?
Yes.
Sorry, it was my turn. Box baby.
Box maybe understood.
Not contrary, unusable.
Ooh. Unfortunate. Alright, that means for mine it was Ursaring, and for me, Ursaring was not used at all. I don't think I used it ever, which is kind of a shame, but would learn to live with that. Okay, I need to figure out a way to actually make this thing stick correctly. Why on earth is it getting cut off like this, actually? It's weird. Let me edit this transformation real quick. There we go. I can make this work. Say that again, I'm still not satisfied. Wait, actually, hold up. No, it's really
Wait, what's up with Ursaring?
What was that?
Oh wait, are you good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just playing around with the
Aspect ratio?
transformation. Yeah, pretty much.
I see. Okie dokie. Will you get that lililila whoop tier for me
No.
whenever you have the chance?
Nah, we won't right now.
Lililila whoop.
Ooh. Trying to make sure it looks nice on the screen. Alright. Ursaring, box baby. Never used it. Boo-hoo, sad story. Actually, it is kind of a sad story, because if I was able to get Ursaluna, that would have been a pretty nice way to play. I'm gonna have to move Sebastian just down a little bit, because it's getting in the way. Oh my goodness. this. It's perfect, guys. I don't know what you're talking about. Next up, Breakfast. Breakfast was possibly the greatest combination of Pokemon that we ever could have asked for in this Nuzlocke. And while it didn't last forever, I want to get you guys' take on this one. Joey, how did you enjoy your Corviknight? I can't believe he's dead.
Are you talking to me?
No.
Oh,
But we'll
Corviknight.
we'll cut to you for now, Falls. How did you feel about your
Oh, you want to know how I felt about breakfast?
Magikarp? I have.
I think he's top tier. Listen, Magikarp was my greatest Pokemon. Breakfast was there the whole time. He was in so many fights. He didn't do anything, but he sure was there. He was my Magikarp, and he was my friend. He carried his own weight. He carried his weight well.
He
I would say
carries his
put
weight
him
in
in standard
garbage
tier.
on your team.
He carries his weight in gold, cause he can make a golden eggs.
In golden garbage.
But why are you putting breakfast there? You did have a Magikarp.
I had a
You didn't have
Gyarados, and
breakfast.
that's gonna be for later.
Yeah, but you didn't have a Magikarp. I used a Magikarp, and I say he's in top tier. What are you going to do?
Oh my goodness. You know what? Hang on. I'm gonna have surprisingly great for Magikarp. Only because...
He survived this long?
No. Not
Oh.
because of that at all.
Oh.
It's because
Oh,
for
why?
you bringing in Magikarp, it meant that Joey was able to bring in Corviknight, Elmer was able to bring in Revavroom, and I was able to bring in Salamence. So when people ask me about surprisingly great, that's what I'm gonna tell them. It's not because of Magikarp.
No, Magikarp isn't surprisingly great because he carried everyone else. By being there, I helped carry the run.
You just needed to make him into a Gyarados. Ah!
But no, Magikarp, put him in top tier. Like, whenever he was there, you guys got your best Pokemon. Come on, you have to give Magikarp top tier.
That's what surprisingly great is for. Anyway, Elmer, Revavroom. How did you enjoy Revavroom?
Top tier. Easily.
Top tier. Ooh. Very nice. Oh my god, this is your first top tier Pokemon, actually. Do you think that this thing
Yeah.
was one of like, your top carries?
In the late game, definitely.
I'm gonna put it right behind Cloyster then.
Yeah.
Because I recall that this was very, very good for you. Alright, Joey, are you with us? Joey is not with us right now. Alright. Salamence then.
He was just finishing his turn, that's all.
Understood. How did you feel about Corviknight?
Whatever the highest tier is, sandwich.
Sandwich. Alright.
Carrots literally carried me half the game.
Understood. Corviknight will be your selection for sandwich for now then.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Next up, Salamence for me. Honestly, I probably will put it interchangeable with these slots probably, because this thing was it was great, but I was only able to use it for a few fights around the level cap. So I don't know. You know what? Actually, I put it behind Wigglytuff. It was solid for the fights that it could be in, but the fact that we got it so late just made it fall behind for me, at least. Alright, so that's breakfast. Next up is Shiro. And for Joey, yours was Sinistea. How did you enjoy your Poltegeist?
Boss baby.
Box Baby. Ooh, okay. Understood. Box Baby. Not used. False. Your Shiro was your Swalot. Possibly one of your greatest setup Pokemon that you've
Shiro?
ever had. Surprisingly.
Shiro, I will honestly put Shiro. I would honestly put him I would put him above Crabominable because that Swalot has carried me actually surprisingly well. That thing is like, this thing went crazy. It originally started as like, I want to name him D's, but I already had D's. And then I tried to name him other things for a D's nuts joke. But ultimately, Shiro? No, Shiro is, I put him above Crabominable. Like, bro actually carried a lot of my fights.
Do you think that it was better than your Garganacl and Palmot?
I think he was better than my Garganacl and my Palmot. I think he was better than both of our Wigglytuffs. And I definitely think he was better than your Crabominable, because you only had got your Crabominable late game.
Well, no. For Crabominable was Joey's, and Joey's.
Well, then never mind. Well, I would put him above.
In-
I would have put him above Squilliam.
In between here.
Because, yeah, I'll put it right there.
That's fine.
Squilliam.
Actually, hang on. I think that this is probably going to be around right here because Wigglytuff, Appleton, and Crabominable. We need to think about these as like these Pokemon carried us through early game.
Well, no,
and right
Shiro
now,
carried me through late. Shiro carried me through late game because a lot of my Pokemon died.
It wasn't too many fights though, right? Because I feel like it's on like
no, it was
like,
actually a lot of
better than
fights. Like this thing carried me through the Team Star. This carried me through Team Star.
Ooh.
All of the Team Star.
Okay, understood. We'll have.
No, that's why he's up there. No, he carried me through Team Star. Like everything else would die, and then Shiro would be there, and I'm like, this Swallow isn't gonna do anything. You're like, false. Let him cook, and then like, fine. And then his bro he killed every Team Star boss. This isn't even then. Like even then, he was in the Elite Four. He was like, I think he did one gym leader too, but like ultimately, he cleared an entire story mode, which is I think a feat in and of itself.
I think
like, he pretty much soloed.
I think that'll make Shiro like a great benchmark here, but I'm still gonna put it behind the early game heavyweights. Actually, wait, hang on, no. You know what? I put it right here then, if that's the case. It's either right here or right here. What do you think?
Like I'm willing to put him higher than Apple Jackson because like, dude beat an entire story mode by himself. Like that is straight up impressive.
Or do you think that this is surprisingly great? Like, did you expect?
This is top tier. What do you mean? Even then, no. I would put him in. Honestly, I'd put him in top tier.
Okay.
Straight up, put him in top tier.
Yeah, sounds good. We're gonna have a lot of questions about this one, and I can't wait to answer.
Yeah. Okay.
It's one of the funniest things for me to be able to do whenever I complete these things. So I'll post it on Reddit and Twitter, and Reddit is what gives the most eyebrows, but I love being able to talk and discuss them. Alrighty. Elmer, your Shiro was Bellibolt. How did you feel about Bellibolt? I have mine.
Surprisingly great.
Ooh, very nice. I think together
It did way more than I thought it would.
Do you recall your favorite qualities of Bellibolt?
The belly.
You know what? I think that's a good sandwich moment. Not just kidding. It goes in the belly. You know, I'm okay with putting this in solid tier then, because I think I understand the differences in between our experience. I wasn't really able to get too many good moves on my Bellibolt, because mine died early, because mine was 2-1. You had yours, like, even past the Airy fight, so you were able to get yourself a lot more use out of yours, I feel. And the variety of matchups. So I think this is a good placement for it. Solid seems fine for it. Alrighty, so this is where I have my Clawitzer. And false.
I think we know where it's going. You don't even have to ask.
Put him in sandwich tier.
I'm sorry to say.
Put Sebastian in sandwich tier right now.
I'm sorry
right now.
to say.
I don't care what you say. No. Put him up right now. Put him up. Put him up.
But they say that lobster, before they introduced lobster to the public as a food, they considered it the garbage of the ocean.
I think that you're the garbage of the ocean.
Hang on. I'm doing a bit. I promise. I honestly would put it in top tier. I probably would put it like right behind Cloyster if I had my say.
I would put him above Cloyster. Even then, I would put him in sandwich tier.
I was about to say,
this bro is the best.
This one's gonna be your I'm about to say. If I know you, this is gonna be your sandwich pick. And you know what?
Sebastian, I feel like could be correct. No, Sebastian did beat Karate and Maridon. Put that shit up at the top. Sebastian is in his own tier. Sebastian is Sebastian. This thing carried me through all of the main story, carried me through the Elite Four. The minute I got Sebastian, every time he was in the fight, he swept. The Sebastian sweep was a real thing.
It was also your favorite mon to use in doubles, if I recall correctly, as well.
It
Yeah.
was my favorite Pokemon to use in everything. It was my favorite Pokemon of this entire run, and even then, like this is the one of the few Pokemon I Eevee trained. In which case, the other one was Shiro.
You know,
Like this is one of the Pokemon I invested in.
Yeah, it's fine. Like I said,
Like,
if my top tier is like right behind Cloyster, you can tell that I have it in high acclaim as well. So we're
I
gonna go
would
ahead
I would
and
put him
this in-
above Cloyster because I remember that I just one shot your Cloyster with him.
Well,
Sebastian Sweet.
that one shouldn't really matter too much. Also, I find that very hard to believe because I always have Focus Sash on mine. But anyways,
Listen, you were talking about Claude, sir, and I like immediately was like, nah, I have to say my piece.
no, you're
You are
fine. You're fine.
not gonna do my boy dirty like this.
Alrighty, next up is Ethan. And this, Joey,
Yeah.
your Ethan was Garganackle. How did you enjoy
Box baby.
Box Baby for you? Understood.
Box baby. Good mod, never to use. So.
Yep, understood. That's fine then. We'll
I'll
keep it in
state that,
top
like-
tier placement for now then.
I put my thoughts on my Ethan, therefore I'm good.
Yeah, for your belly belt? Yeah, makes sense, makes sense. I think we also had it for the Sandaconda with Elmer.
Yeah, box baby.
Yep, Box Baby. Mine is Bronzong. Bronzong is a great Pokemon. Another pick alongside Mudsdale for something that I would like to use for like Iron Defense and Body Press strats. Unfortunately, this was a definitely a Box Baby moment. Did not really use him too much as a team. Did not really use him solo. It's just happened to happen. Next up is Sharkbait. Joey, yours was Dragalge. How did you feel about Dragalge?
Box baby.
Yep. Makes sense, makes sense. False. Yours was Lumenion. I don't think that we...
We did not use the Minion.
Nope, we did not.
That thing does not matter.
Elmer, yours was Mousehold.
Oh yeah, sorry. Let me pay for that.
We thinking Box Baby for your Mousehold, Elmer, or did you find some use out of it?
Yeah, box baby. I think I only used it like once or twice. I don't even remember using it.
Understood, understood. Alrighty. Yeah, well, snap, we're starting to zoom past these now. Next up is Not Gibby. And Joey, yours was Palafin. Give me your thoughts.
Sorry,
I
yes,
mean-
I'm here. Come to dice line. There I go. Oh, it's spinning. Oh, there. It was like spinning on its side because I kicked it. Palafin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Underperformed.
Ooh, surprisingly bad. Didn't really like the swap
Under.
mechanic for it.
Just didn't have a use in the battles I did bring it in, unfortunately.
I see, I see.
It's probably one of the few underperformers I actually had.
I see. I'm gonna say... I know that I got a lot of use out of my Palafin, though I definitely understand where you ended up putting it. Or why you ended up putting it like that. I'll say it... I'll put it in surprisingly bad, just because of, I understand where you're coming from. And there weren't really too many situations where having to whip out Palafin in and out for your strategy was ever better than just having like a solid mon right out the gate. So I get that entirely. Did anybody else have Palafin? False, I don't know if you were trying to say something earlier or not.
Oh no, I thought that I had Palafin, and I said that he was surprisingly bad.
I see. Understood.
Because I remember, I think I got one, in which case y'all told me about it, in which case I was like, ooh, yippee! But then this thing didn't really do anything. In which case, I don't remember if I got one or not. But that could have just been me,
Maybe
like, personally.
maybe later down the line I'll see your name over one. Because right now I see that
Yeah, probably.
this is where your Kilowatt roll came in for Not Gibby, and we already got your ranking for
Okay,
that
then
one.
yeah, probably I got Palafin via DLC or something.
Elmer, Not Gibby was your Mastiff. So how did you feel about your Mastiff boy?
I'm
Sorry?
upset because it's not Gibby, but
Yeah.
surprisingly great because it did a lot more than I thought it was going to.
Ooh,
Even
okay.
though I pretty much used it only as dark type stuff.
I saw it and I thought this might be just like a dog Mightyena, like another dog Mightyena style, but like better. So
Yeah, it put in some work when I used it.
Yeah, just because it has like Intimidate too whenever you whip it out. I think it has Intimidate, right? Let me see. Bustiff, Intimidator Guard Dog. Yep. Good stuff. Very, very good stuff. Intimidate is like still the best ability in the entire game for Nuzlocking, so I'm gonna say, yeah, no. Surprisingly Great is a very fitting spot for it. Let's see. And this is where I got my Palisand, and we already have our deal with Palisand. Fairly good Pokemon, just didn't really find too many opportunities to use it to its full potential on my end. Next up is Danny. Joey, this was your Frostmoth.
Rocks, baby.
Box baby for you? Understood, understood. I'll keep it in the med tier for wherever I had it, just because it seemed to underperform in spots where I felt like it might have had a niche, and it just didn't really have it.
Like I said, it's going to be a lot of box babies for me.
Yes, don't worry, that's perfectly fine. We consider...
I really only used 10 Mons because Breakfast carried me for like the entirety of the game.
Yeah. Yeah, it's super good, super good. It's a perfect placement for Sandwich in my opinion. False. Danny was your Gengar. And we already have Gengar
Danny?
solid.
I would leave Danny in solid, in which case Danny underperformed for me, but ultimately it still did its job.
Gotcha.
That's just me though.
Oh my
Yeah, that's it.
goodness. Layla, thank you so much for the raid. What are you guys doing? Oh my god! Fahalrun, how you be? Layla's bro, you coming in to join? How do you guys like our tier list? Do you enjoy Magikarp's placement? That's surprisingly great. We're currently rating all of our Pokemon encounters and how well they performed in our 4-man Hardcore Soul Link. Lalo, that's me! You just got here? I see. And hate, look, wait, hang on, no, why do you hate it? What's wrong with it? This is a perfect list right now. I have no idea what you mean. And while you gather yourself, Elmer, how did you feel about your Danny? Your Danny was Electrode. Elmer?
Who had Electrode?
Elmer. Elmer had Electrode.
Elmer had Electrode.
Wait, what? I heard Electrode.
Yeah. Your Danny was Electrode. How did you enjoy it? Elmer?
Hello? Am I alive?
Yeah. Are you here? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I hate my freaking internet.
Yeah, it's okay. How did you feel about Electrode?
So what are we on now?
Danny. Your Danny was Electrode.
As much as I don't want to say it, underperform / box baby, because I never really used it that much.
That's fine. We can have it as Box Baby then. Or, if you think underperformed, we can put it in there.
Yeah, we can do that.
Sounds good. I see the Never Forgetty section. Yeah, it's basically, all these Pokemon here have a story. And I think it's very, very funny that we have, the starters very close to Stantler. Rest in peace, the homies. They're not all Pokemon that died, actually. All of them are except for Stantler, I guess. Or did Nightmare die? Nightmare might have died, actually. Alrighty. Now we're on to the Golden Boys. Sebastian. I think that we already know how False feels.
We know where Sebastian is! We know where Sebastian is!
There we
Sebastian
go.
is him!
I see.
Your pronouns are only he, because he is him. Am I clear?
Yeah, Crystal. Absolutely Crystal. All right.
Good.
Well, that's where Clawitzer is for Joey. I'm assuming that would be boxed for Joey's as well. Elmer, how did you feel about your Pelipper? That was your Sebastian.
Solid.
Solid.
It did its job. It did its job, but it never like did anything overly and above awesome.
We love Pelipper. It's amazing. Layla, don't you just love Pelipper? Let's see. What's next? Oh my god. Poizo. Did I skipped over my Danny, actually. My Danny was Hatterene. Hatterene was actually super solid. I would put this thing at the bottom of top tier, actually, because this thing was just a really, really super great setup mod. In fact, you know what? I'm not waiting any longer. I'm putting Pelipper where he belongs. I put it right below, right here. Yeah, that's fine. This is a good spot for Pelipper. Kill with fire. Listen, Pelipper's in top tier right now. He's got Drizzle specifically to keep himself from being set on fire. And then finally we have Floatzel. Floatzel is a great mod. Don't get me wrong. In competitive, this thing is going to sweep and it's going to destroy you. I think it was like one of the hardest hitting water threats for the longest time. Unfortunately, I never really found many opportunities where I could use it, even whenever I had Sebastian in the party. I'm putting it in meh. Maybe it was just a matter of the matchups? But I'm sorry, I just wasn't really able to do anything with it. If I needed to hit something hard with hard water types, I honestly use Palafin a whole lot more. Or I just use Clawitzer. Or Cloyster. Or Pelipper. Alrighty, next up is Mr. Fish. Joey, your Mr. Fish was Bruxish. How did you enjoy Bruxish? I'm expecting good things.
Unavailable. We'll convene when home.
Understood. We'll come back to you then. Ooh, actually, we'll be ending off soon enough, but that's okay. We'll just get done with what we can. False, how did you enjoy Barrascuda?
Barrascuda ain't do shit for me, to be honest. Barrascuda was kind of there. Whenever I used him, he did his purpose. I just put him in solid. He didn't underperform, he didn't overperform, and even then I didn't really use him all that much.
Do you think that
he was on teams as backup, but like usually if Barrascuda was there, Sebastian. Hashtag Sebastian sweep.
Do you think that he was just like a niche mon that didn't really... You wouldn't really call necessarily good, but just A-okay?
Okay. I would say that if Sebastian wasn't there, I would have probably used Barrascuda more.
Okay.
That's why I'm putting him in solid, is because it's like I didn't use him throughout the run at all because I had Sebastian. Sebastian died on like the champion.
I see. Yeah.
I want you to put that into perspective. Like, Sebastian was there. He didn't die until the very end, and therefore there was no need for me to use Barrascuda. And by the time that we got to do the DLC, we were pretty much in our victory lap, and even then, like, doubles wasn't a good format for Barrascuda.
Yeah.
From what I remember, at least. So it's like I didn't have the need.
I think that the best thing they could do in doubles is probably just like flip turn out into something with choice man.
Yeah, exactly.
Possibly.
So it's like...
Which would be not bad, but I mean, you probably have...
Yeah, so like, that's why I'm saying that it's solid, because in the run, I didn't get much use out of Barrascuda.
Yeah.
But like, if I didn't have Sebastian, he would be a good one. Like, and it did serve its purpose. It didn't overperform, it didn't underperform, it did what it was supposed to.
I would agree. I ended up getting Barrascuda and Kitakami, and I didn't really get too many fights with it, but it served its purpose for me as well.
Yeah.
Last one, how was the weather? The weather, it's wet. It's very wet. But other than that, we're A-okay. Nothing too scary is coming up yet. But it's supposed to be hitting a little bit harder around midnight and all the way up through 6 a.m. So we'll see how it goes. Alright, Elmer, I'm guessing that you only have good things to say about Cloyster, right? Because that's your Mr. Fish.
Yes. Easily, just below Sandwich.
Very nice, very nice. I'm glad that we have that rolling for that one then. For me, my Mr. Fish was the only non-water type. It was actually, this is Flower as Florges. Florges was excellent, in my opinion. Another great example of a setup mon that was able to go in and get stuff done. I hesitate to put it in top tier, but I would put this thing in high solid. Honestly, I might even put it over here, because this was the Pokemon that made it so that Iron Valiant was almost trivialized. Yeah, you know what? I'm putting it in top of solid. If it wasn't in top of solid, I would probably be putting it into... Actually, hang on. No, hang on. We're swapping here. We're swapping these two. They both kind of perform the exact same roles, and Hatterene, theoretically, should be able to solve it better, but in the context of the playthrough that we were in, you get Florges a lot earlier. And, yeah, no, it just served its it served its purpose in more battles than Hatterene. So, that's going to be my rating for that. Next up is Mr. Puff. For Joey, that one is also Floatzel. We'll pass over for now. False. Yours is Bombardier. How did you enjoy
Bombardier, put him in box, baby. I never used Bombardier. This thing was garbage. I never used it. End of story.
Understood. Bombardier is now the boxed baby deer. Elmer, how did you enjoy your Gyarados since you actually evolved it? Like the Giga Chip.
Just like every other game with a Gyarados, top tier, easily.
I agree entirely. How deep into top tier? Do you think it's like right below Cloyster or even above Cloyster?
Below Cloyster.
Below Cloyster? Below Revavroom?
Yeah, Revavroom did more.
Okay. You know what? Just from my experience with Gyarados, honestly, I would probably put it right here, right below Revavroom as well, if you're saying that. Because I would honestly put it, like, just right below Cloyster. Because you can just never go wrong with this Pokemon. It's just so good. It's still my my pick for just, like, the best Nuzlocke Pokemon in almost any Pokemon game. You should always get one. Never pass it up. Let's see. Now we got Palafin. We already talked about Palafin for now. We're going to close off at this last one. This one is going to be Ruby. Ruby is Aracuda for Joey. We'll pass on that one for now. False. This is where your Grimmsnarl comes in.
My Grimmsnarl, honestly, he served his purpose. Put him in solid.
Really? Okay, that's good.
Yeah, no.
Not too
Put
much.
Grimmsnarl in solid.
I know that as far as its it did not start off with its hidden ability, obviously.
No, it didn't. It started off with a horrible ability, and then I accidentally gave it the hidden ability, and then I shafted it because I wanted Prankster. It didn't have Prankster, it didn't have the hidden ability, and then I gave it the wrong thing, so it stuck with the hidden ability, and I hated my life.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
But ultimately, it did its thing. And I expected it to be good, to be honest. Like, I didn't doubt it, but it did its thing. It was there for a good amount of fights, but, like, it was pretty solid. Like, it was good for me. I wouldn't put it in top tier. Well, actually, I could put it in top tier, but it would be, like, really, really, really low top tier to a point that's just solid at that point. So that's my thoughts on that.
Yeah, no, I get you. I think the bottom of solid is pretty dang good for it.
Yeah, no.
Elmer,
That's
your turn. You get my baby boy. How did you enjoy Venomoth?
In this run, I would say solid. It did its job, but it never did anything spectacular.
I remember that this was one of your favorite things to bring out in double battles too, for substitute sleep powders.
Yeah, Venomoth was fun, but just it didn't have a whole lot of opportunities this time around.
I see. Yeah, no, I agree with you on that one. We know whenever I got my Venomoth. I pretty much had to... Well, we'll save this one for next time around for getting into the details, but I love that, like, in exchange for me not getting any of the Paradox Pokemon, I got Shiny Venomoth in its stead. I think that's awesome, but, yeah, no. You're heading out for the night, Layla? Sounds good. You better enjoy your night, okay? And I hope that your stream was awesome, too. So yeah, no, solid is good. I think that's perfectly fine to put it there. Pokemon power level was really, really high in this game, so we'll go ahead and have that there. Now mine was Squavit. Ruby, my beloved. You were kind of meh. But you were a little bit better than what I thought you would be. Hey, actually, you know what? I'm sorry. No. I have to be like a little bit harsh on this one. I was able to use you, so you're not eating garbage. But I think I only used you for the Larry fight, and that's it. You're playing Unicorn Overloaded? Oh, heck yeah. That sounds good. Yeah, I'll check out the VOD another time. Because right now, that covers so much of all of our stuff. We, would I say that we are halfway done with this list right now? We're looking pretty good for it, I would say. But I'm definitely going to save this. So hopefully we don't get lost in the sauce trying to finish this off. But no, I'm happy with where we're going to end it off with for tonight. How do you guys feel on it so far? Are you surprised to see some of the placements? Eh? Fall summon?
Wait, what happened?
Nope. Nothing
Which one?
surprising. At least
what
what I
happened?
can say.
Are you surprised for
What?
any of the placements here, False?
For which one?
For any of them, just for like the list as a whole.
Like individual or like everything else? Like
Just-
everything else, like it seems fine. Like to be honest, I was worried about my own run the whole time because like I caused the run to die like twice. Like I'm not surprised at anything here, to be honest. Like
I'm surprised to see Bennett in solid. That one's throwing me for a loop. As well as Bonsui and Hatena. I thought that honestly, I whipped out those Mons in particular just because I know that they died super early on, and I thought that this was gonna be like a never forgetting moment. Because I'm fairly certain that all of these Mons died to Iono. So they weren't really able to make it to their full potential, which is one of the reasons why I put Spoink down there, because I remember that this was like right on the cusp of us being able to get to the level cap that we could actually get Grumpig. I think it was like right after Maylene. But no, alright, yeah, that was a very simple stream. Hope that you guys were able to enjoy it, be able to relax and vibe and enjoy some nice music while we discuss just...
Hi.
Hey Joey, how you be?
I figured I'd show up just at the worst possible opportunity. So let's speedrun this. Give me the mons.
Sure. The only mons that I have for you right now are Bruxish. How do you feel about Bruxish?
Not what it, probably top tier. Carried the Elite Four.
Ooh.
Probably the top tier. It was on the team, and I used it alongside breakfast for most fights. So good mod.
Dang, was that one even better than what was that a surprise to you? Probably a silly question at this point.
No,
Gee,
no, Bruxish has always been good. People shit on Bruxish is a good mod.
I always thought it was like an okay mod, but okay as in like
Good mod.
like man, Linoon really can get belly drum, huh? Kind of good.
Yeah, it's a surprisingly good mod. But I've always known it was good, so not surprised.
Do you think that it was better than Crabominable for you? In the context
no,
of the run?
unfortunately.
I see.
No, Crabominable put more value in over a longer period of time.
I see. You know, I'll...
It's a solid. We can put it in Sullivan. It did its job. It didn't
No.
overperform. It didn't underperform.
I think this is perfect, because this is like one of the first top tiers that you put in outside of Crabominable. I think I see what you're getting at. I think I would actually put it around the same tier as False's Garganackle and my Salamence, and just because of like how much I know that you've used Bruxish, I'm willing to put it above that Salamence. I'll keep it below like the early game carriers, but Bruxish is just like right tailing them.
It did its job and it did it well.
Let's see, what other ones were kind of passed over? How did you feel about Floatzel?
Oh, box baby.
Box baby for you? I have mine and meh, just couldn't really find much use out of it, even if I had to use it on the team.
Also isn't good anymore.
Floatzel isn't good.
It's just, no, it used to be. It used to be a half decent mon, but time has not been kind to it.
I know that in competitive it's really good. Just in the context of a run, a lot of the times you might just have things that can perform more niches than just hit really hard with physical water moves. That, and I don't think it gets like wave crash in the context of our run either.
Yeah, it's too late. That's
Yeah,
fun.
All right, yeah, no, that's awesome. I think that this is going to be our good cutoff point for this stream. Next stream, we'll try to finish off the base game, and I think that as far as the context of the DLC mons, we're not really going to get too deep into them. We might just give like just like a quick speed run of just like, okay, Crawdon, probably garbage, Mightyena, probably garbage, Cutiefly, probably okay. But we won't even put them in like tiers just because they're not really too relevant in the context of like the difficulty of our run. But yeah, no, I think that's where we're going to end it off for tonight. Guys, thanks so much for going through this with me. This is what me and Elmer have pretty much done as like a tradition for every single run that we've done so far, and I'm glad that we've been able to add you guys to the process with that. And I hope it's been fun for you guys too.
I mean, like, I think that ultimately this list is like, I think it's pretty definitive. To be honest, I'm a little bit biased, and I think that Sebastian should be at the top of sandwich tier. Because I think that Sebastian could solo the entirety of Scarlet and Violet.
If I
Just
do
saying.
that, I would do it like this. I would do it as in like one person, or sorry, everyone gets like one sandwich tier, and I'm gonna label it as like the order of which I label us on the stream, which would mean that Corviknight would be first. Then
Man,
Closer,
then you're putting Sebastian last.
then
That's crazy.
Lilligant, and then whatever Pokemon that I choose. So no, yours is second.
Oh wait, so this is just base game? We're gonna go over the DLC mons later?
Yeah, we're probably just gonna go over the. We might not even go over the DLC mons.
Oh wait, we're not even done yet.
Yeah, we're not done yet. We're
Oh, okay.
yeah, we
We
still
have
got
another stream to go.
yeah, we got another stream.
Because
to
I
go on
saw
this one.
Spade over there in the corner.
Yes, yeah, don't worry. We got plenty of stuff that we got to get through still. But you know, well, I don't think it's gonna take us too long to get through these last ones, just because you know, not really too relevant. Actually, no, we have a lot of good mons coming up. Actually, I take that back. But
Yeah.
yeah, we'll
Like,
see.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes later on. For now, though, I think the right thing to do for us is to end off, and I'll save this up, and we'll be able to get back to it next Thursday. And then after that, next stream, after that one, we'll start getting into my payment,
The greatest-
I guess.
Oh man, it's time for Twitch.tv/the Doctor to become Evil the Doctor.
Oh my god, Evil Doctor playing Minecraft and Fortnite. And
The
whatever
real,
Joel has to say.
Light Doctor. I love women and hate Minecraft. Evil the Doctor.
Wait, no, don't finish that one, no! All iterations of me. Have to love women in some way, shape, or form. Maybe, hopefully.
Okay. But yeah. My last comment, I gotta say, Sebastian sweep. Sebastian sweep. Sebastian sweep.
Sebastian Sweet. Alright, Elmer, final words.
Don't get AT&T, they're terrible.
Agreed. Joey, final words.
Yum.
Mm,